Audio triggers. Alright, so I took so much care and I actually set up a whole bunch of macros to demonstrate a couple audio triggers. And we'll do a few that are in action too. But yeah, basically, there's a program that picks up text triggers. So basically, like I could set one up that is psychosis begins to cast, and that's it. If I wanted whatever I want, I can type it in, and it includes spaces, it includes anything I want to put. And if my log file reads it, because my log file reads everything that's going on here, including this little conversation with Kratom saying I suck, if it picks it up, it immediately creates a sound, and that's just basically the program. So let's start out. So I'm gonna first do a tell from Ektrina. So you hear that ping, I hear that every single time that I hear a tell, so I know that someone gave me a tell. I don't know what these tell windows are. I think that was invented at some point where I didn't exist. I have no idea, but I find this way better. It's down there in the corner, as you can see, completely out of the way, and I know to look down there whenever it's necessary. Enrage, so you can see in my group text is going to show up right here. This is, so you can see, not only did you hear Zelda sounds, but I also have a little indicator. I just pointed with my finger, you can't see that. Something up here that also makes sure that I know that the target is enraged, and that's going to become important. Obviously not quite yet, but I still have it there from P99, EQ Mac, and stuff. And then when that's over, as you can see, like I don't have the period on the first one, but the get the fuck out of here, motherfucker! God damn it! It doesn't matter. So and so. So I say so and so because I can't just say is no longer enraged, because I actually have a space at the start of my audio trigger. So because like the Vindicator is no longer enraged, or whoever enrages, I have an extra space and I have a period just to make it less possible that it would just come up in conversation. So if I were to say, you can see that didn't set up my audio trigger because it's missing the space. Because right now it's apostrophe straight to is. There is no space. So you can be that specific. Along with the tells as well, I have space tells you, comma, space, apostrophe, and that's my audio trigger. So anything like this would not set it off, or without the apostrophe, without the space, without the comma. So it can be pretty specific. It's very uncommon for me to get crossover. Like the only problem with the tells is that when you go to a merchant, every time you click on an item, it says merchant tells you, just like that, and like a banker. It gets kind of annoying, but you get used to it. Okay, anyway, moving on. So this is a very important one. I have all of these listed, as you can see above or below, wherever the hell I post this video, but this is just so you know. Get the fuck out! Jesus! So it can only be one. Alright. Okay, that's a really good one. You feel yourself starting to appear. Very, very important. Whenever I hear that sound, my balls jump. That means hit your invis potion. That's a big fucking dwarf. Anyway, okay, so further things you can do is you can have timers appear. So I have one for Avatar. Your body tunes the power of an avatar, and now as you can see I have my timer up here in the upper left corner. And you can do that, like people do that with breath weapon and stuff. Timer is especially important for Avatar, because when you're not using your primal all the time, you want to just switch in, switch out while you have plus 100 dex or whatever. So when you get down to like 30 seconds, I always would switch it back in, and then it's programmed to start over every time. So you wouldn't just get a new timer, it would just erase 30 seconds and then start a new one. I have one for DA also. I like to know when I'm invulnerable and whatnot, and that's especially important for me in Lucklin when I have that DA hammer and I'm the enraged tank. So yeah, as you can see, I have that divine aura thing up here, and I also have a program to make a sound when it ends. Like when that ends, this text would of course line up when this ends. And yeah. Moving on. The OT hammer, especially on P99. Everyone out on OT hammer, and everyone needed to get somewhere fast, so I wanted to know when someone dueled me. Gate spell. This is something that everyone should really have, especially if you're an interrupter, like a paladin, enchanter, even cleric, warriors to bash. Also, I don't know if you hear an echo. That echo is coming from my laptop as I send these because I have the same triggers. Okay, so now here's a good one. You might see it listed that I have your target is too far away, get closer. You might think that might get annoying, but as you can see, like, the sound is not really that much. I'm kind of talking over. I'm going to stop talking so you can really hear it. Yeah, actually, yeah, why don't I just go find something and do that? Ah! Alright, this will work. I have, your target's too far away also. You can't see your target. So, you see, it's just a tiny little indicator. It's very light. It doesn't really blow my ear out or anything. It doesn't bother me that much. It's just to let me know, especially now that I'm boxing 2 melee characters, it's very helpful, but I even used it when I was by myself, just playing a melee character. It's very helpful to know, because sometimes this is my spam window. I completely ignore it. I don't give a shit what goes on there. But if there's something important, I might want to see it. It's good to know when you're not actually hitting. So if I hear it in my ear, I know that Ektar is not hearing. If I hear it off to my side, I know that Ektrina is not hitting. It's... what the... ah, God damn it. Whatever. He'll be back or he won't. Doesn't matter. Moving on. This is a very important one. This is... I cannot live without this one anymore. This is... Ektrina has fallen to the ground. Like that... I don't even look to see if I failed. I don't figure it out by things hitting me. I know I failed from that sound, and if I don't hear that sound, I will just lay there on the floor thinking I'm feigning death. Here's another one, kind of like too far away from your target. You are burned by, and I have a space, so I have to put something after that. You are burned by a goblin bone charm or whatever the hell it is. Again, it's just a light sound that if I wanted to, I can ignore. It's not that big of a deal. But it also lets me know that Ektrina is getting her fists burned off because she's a pussy. Or because she hits 6 times every... Oh, someone killed it! Cool! Thanks, random person who thought he was getting a goblin. Sweet. Yeah. That's basically it. As you can see, there are more audio triggers. I didn't go through them all. They're listed there. Make your own, think of your own, whatever. They're really good. They're very helpful. I don't know how people play without them now. Yeah, that's about it. Very good. Very good.
Just going to.